The Book of Daniel is a remarkable narrative that blends historical accounts with prophetic visions. Set during Israel's exile in Babylon, it captures the life of Daniel, a faithful servant of God, who is renowned for his wisdom, faith, and integrity. The book teaches powerful lessons about faith, divine sovereignty, and endurance in the face of persecution. Daniel was among the Jewish exiles taken to Babylon. Despite living in a foreign land, Daniel remained devoted to God. His unwavering faith is demonstrated through his refusal to eat the king's food and his dedication to prayer, even when threatened with death. Daniel's life teaches us that faith in God should never waver, regardless of our circumstances. Throughout the book, Daniel's visions reveal God's sovereignty over earthly kingdoms. In chapter 2, Daniel interprets King Nebuchadnezzar's dream of a great statue, symbolizing the rise and fall of empires. This vision emphasizes that no earthly kingdom can stand against God's ultimate rule. Daniel teaches that, despite human power, God is in control of history and nations. In chapter 3, we encounter the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Daniel's companions, who refuse to bow to Nebuchadnezzar's golden image. They are thrown into a fiery furnace, but God miraculously saves them. This story teaches us that faith in God is worth any cost, and He will protect and deliver those who trust Him. One of the most famous stories in the Bible is found in chapter 6, when Daniel is thrown into the lion's den for praying to God despite the king's decree. God shuts the lions' mouths, saving Daniel. This teaches us that God rewards steadfast faith and can protect His people, even in the most impossible circumstances. The latter half of the book, chapters 7 to 12, focuses on Daniel's prophetic visions, which reveal the future of empires, the coming of the Messiah, and the end times. These visions teach that history is under God's control, and His plan will be fulfilled. Daniel prophesies the rise of kingdoms, the coming of the Son of Man, and the ultimate triumph of God's kingdom. In chapter 2, Daniel interprets Nebuchadnezzar's dream of a statue made of various metals, symbolizing earthly kingdoms. A stone strikes the statue, representing God's kingdom, which will last forever. This teaches us that no earthly kingdom can compare to God's eternal reign. It reminds readers that God's kingdom will ultimately prevail over all human powers. In chapter 9, Daniel offers one of the Bible's most heartfelt prayers, confessing Israel's sins and pleading for God's mercy. His prayer teaches us the power of intercession and the importance of aligning our prayers with God's will. Daniel's dedication to prayer is also demonstrated in his fasts, reflecting his deep devotion and dependence on God. The stories in Daniel, including the fiery furnace and the lion's den, show God's miraculous protection of His faithful servants. These accounts teach us that, while we may face trials, God is with us in the midst of them. He is a God who delivers, and Daniel's story shows that trusting in God leads to miraculous outcomes. Daniel's life is a testimony to perseverance in faith, even in a hostile environment. He remained faithful to God throughout his life, from interpreting dreams to enduring persecution. This teaches us that faith is not just about belief, but also about living out our trust in God, even when it's challenging. Daniel's faithfulness is an inspiring model for believers today. The book of Daniel remains deeply relevant for modern readers. Its themes of faith, perseverance, and God's sovereignty over history resonate with those facing challenges today. Daniel teaches us that no matter the circumstances, God is in control, and his plans will prevail. It encourages us to remain steadfast in our faith and trust in God's ultimate plan for humanity. The book of Daniel offers timeless lessons on faith, perseverance, and the sovereignty of God. From the fiery furnace to the lion's den, Daniel teaches us that God's protection is with those who trust in him. His prophetic visions remind us of God's ultimate plan for history and his kingdom's coming reign. Daniel's story inspires us to live with faith, even amid trials. Thank you for joining us in exploring the book of Daniel. We hope this journey has deepened your understanding of the prophet's lessons on faith, perseverance, and the coming kingdom of God. May Daniel's example of unwavering trust in God inspire you to face challenges with faith, knowing that God is always in control.